Hello, first graders. It's so good to see you back here. All of you very engaged in distance learning. Today we're gonna learn about verbs in past and present tense. And you might be wondering, why do we need to learn about verbs in past and present tense? It is because every time we read and we write and we talk, we need to know if we are reading, if what the writer told me is telling me happened already or it's happening right now. Or when we're speaking, we need to be able to tell the person we're speaking to um, if the action is happening right now, or if it's happening, or if it has already happened. And if we're writing, like when we're gonna write our narrative writing pieces, we need to be able to let know our audience, the people who are gonna read our narrative writing pieces, um, if this thing already happened or if it's happening right now. So let's begin. So verbs. Verbs are the words for actions in a sentence. So verbs are basically action words. Here we have some example for action words. We have jump. So I want you all to stand up from your chairs or your sofas or wherever you're sitting. I hope you're sitting on a chair and not lying on your beds. Um, Jump up and down, jump up and down, up and down, up and down. Awesome. Let's get our bodies moving. Okay, now clap. Put your hands together and clap as hard as you can. Clap, clap, clap. If you are from First Liechtenstein, clap right now. Awesome. If you are from First Magritte, clap, clap, clap now. Good. Now wave your hand from one side to another, from one side to another. You see, you're doing an action, you're performing an action. So, those action words are verbs. Are verbs. And we call it verbs because they are in a sentence and they have a job in those sentences. And the job they have is to tell you what the noun is doing. So here you have an example right over here. So I want you to read this sentence. She is jumping on her bed. So let's take a few seconds and think, what would be the verb in this sentence? What would be the action that the noun is doing in this sentence? If you said jumping, then you are completely right. That is the verb. And before we start talking about present tense and past tense and verbs in present tense and past tense, we need to talk about what the word present or what the present means. The present means right now, that something is happening, that someone is doing something in this very moment. For example, we are watching this video right now, in this moment. And what does the past mean? It is also tells you about time, about when something happened. Or so past means that something might have happened yesterday, that something already happened. So it might have happened yesterday, maybe last weekend, last week, last month, or last year. It can also be minutes ago. Like, for example, we were just talking about present tense. We are not doing it right now. We did it before. It is in the past. It already happened, but it happened just a few minutes ago. So verbs in present tense. If I want to talk about what my friends are doing, or about what any people, or about what an animal is doing right now in this very moment, I have to use verbs in present tense. So I want to teach you today how to use verbs in something that it's called present progressive. It means that it's happening right now. There are other ways in which we can use verbs in present tense, but for now, I just want you to focus on this rule, okay? The other rules, we're gonna learn them later on. So here we have some examples. Eat, eating. So we add ing. Because when I use verbs in present tense, I add ing at the end of my word, of my verb. So, eating, ing, this is telling me that it is happening right now. Dance, dancing, this ing is telling me that it's happening right now. And talk, a lot of you like to talk. So talking, this ing at the end is letting me know that it's happening right now. So here we have some examples on how to use them in sentence. If you see, all of the words have the ing at the end, so it means that it's happening right now. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to read those sentences, okay? And check for the ing learning at the end of your verbs. And here we have more examples. You see jumping, ing at the end, it's happening right now. Sleeping, ing at the end, is happening right now. Walking, something we do a lot, ing at the end, is happening right now. Reading, some of you might be reading right now the captions. These words you see over here in the bottom are called captions. You might be reading those captions right now. Writing. Some of you might be writing right now, taking notes. Drawing. See, the ing at the end is telling me that it's happening right now, as well as in thinking and playing. And now, verbs in past tense. And before we begin, I also have to tell you that there are many other rules about past tense. This is simple past, and it is for some very specific words, but these are the words that I want you to learn right now and that I want you to use right now. So if I want to talk about what people or animals did in the past, I use past tense. So if I want to talk about what my friends did yesterday in recess, and if my friends were playing football, I can say my friends played football. You can add in recess yesterday or during recess yesterday. So when I use verbs in past tense, I add ed to the end of the word of the verb. So here we have waved. You waved a few minutes ago. Dance. This ed is telling me that already happened. Danced. And talked. Some of you talked a lot when we were at school. I hope when you come back you won't talk that much. So how to use it in sentences? Here we have some examples. And as you see, there's the ed at the end of all of the words. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to read those sentences. Okay, so now, this is, I say, put it right in, important, very important. Some verbs are irregular verbs. Irregular means that they are not the usual, that they come once in a while, that it's not all of them, that it's not most of them, but some few. So, those verbs, you don't add ed, but you change the word, the whole word change. So, for example, with the word eat, the past tense for eat, because it is an irregular verb, is ate. Okay? Not date. Ate. A-T-E. Okay? So, let's see more examples about verbs in past tense. So, here we have jumped, jumped. It already happened. You see the ED. Watched. A few minutes ago, you watched a video from Jack Hartman just to warm up, and you watched it. It already happened. Walked. Walked. Another ED at the end. It already happened. Pushed. The same. Laughed. Some of you might have laughed with Miss Nati's presentation. She talks a lot. I talk a lot, right? Dressed. This morning, many of you got dressed and are sitting right now in front of your computers watching this awesome virtual lesson. And bounced. Look, the ball bounced. And this is one of the examples of when a thing, a noun that is a thing, we use the past tense. It's doing something. Usually things don't do much. And played. I hope you played a lot yesterday after you finish your studies. So with this, we end our verbs lesson. If you need to watch the video again, go on and watch it. If you have any questions, we are right here in the classroom. You can write a message via Hangouts and we will answer them to you. So right now, what you need to do is you need to go and answer the Google form that is in your assignment. So we'll see you tomorrow with another new lesson. Let's see what Miss Nadia and Miss Bane come up with. And I hope you enjoyed it. We love you. We miss you. And remember, we are not in vacation. We have to keep on learning. Love you guys.